Recently, somebody asked me on YouTube about the manipulation tactics of a married woman. So here's the video. Today, we are diving deep into 8 common manipulation tactics that might show up in a marriage. Now, let's be clear. Manipulation isn't exclusive to one gender. Anyone can do it, but we are focusing on this specific request. Our goal: help you recognize these behaviors, understand why they happen, and know what to look out for. If this resonates, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our relationship insights. Let's dive in. Manipulation in relationships is when someone tries to influence or control another person's behavior or emotions, often in subtle or indirect ways. In a marriage, these tactics can create tension and erode trust if not addressed. So, let's break down 8 manipulation tactics: why they happen, how they feel, and how to spot them. Ready? Here we go. First up, the silent treatment. This is when she shuts down communication, ignoring you, avoiding eye contact, or giving one word answers to punish or control the situation. Why does it happen? It is often a way to avoid conflict or express anger without saying it outright. It might come from insecurity or learned behavior from past experiences. For example, you argue about who is handling the bills, and for the next 2 days, she barely speaks to you, leaving you guessing what is wrong. The impact: it can make you feel anxious, guilty, or desperate to fix things, even if you are not sure what you did. It shuts down open communication. Signs to spot it: prolonged silence after a disagreement, cold body language like crossed arms, or her leaving the room when you try to talk. Next, guilt tripping. This is when she uses guilt to make you feel like you owe her or you are not doing enough, often highlighting her sacrifices. Why does it happen? It might stem from feeling unappreciated or wanting to shift responsibility. Sometimes it is easier than asking directly for what she needs. For example, she says, "I spent all day cleaning for you, and you can't even take me out to dinner." Or, "I gave up so much for this family, and this is how you repay me." The impact: you might feel obligated to comply, even if it is unfair, leading to resentment or feeling trapped. Signs to spot it: statements that emphasize her sacrifices, comparisons to what she has done, or implying you are selfish for having your own needs. Playing the victim is when she portrays herself as the hurt party to avoid accountability or gain sympathy, often exaggerating her distress. Why does it happen? This can come from a fear of being wrong or a need for reassurance. It is a way to deflect criticism and shift focus. For example, you mention her overspending and she responds, "I am always the bad guy, aren't I?" Or she cries, "You are always attacking me." When you bring up an issue, the impact: it makes you hesitant to raise concerns, as you are cast as the aggressor. You might end up walking on eggshells to avoid conflict. Signs to spot it: deflection to her suffering, emotional outburst that shift focus, or framing your feedback as an attack. Gaslighting is a serious one. It is when she makes you question your reality, memory, or feelings, often by denying events or dismissing your perspective. Why does it happen? It might be about maintaining control or avoiding accountability. Sometimes it is subconscious, rooted in her own insecurities. For example, you say, "I felt ignored at the party," and she replies, "You are imagining things. I was with you all night." Or, "I never said that. You are confused." The impact: this erodes your confidence, leaving you doubting yourself or feeling anxious over time. It can be really damaging. Signs to spot it: denials of clear events, calling you crazy or too sensitive, or consistently dismissing your feelings. Weaponizing affection is when love, intimacy, or emotional warmth is used as a reward for compliance or withheld as punishment. Why does it happen? It is often about control or reinforcing desired behaviors. It might also reflect discomfort with vulnerability. For example, she is super affectionate when you agree to her plans, but cold and distant if you don't. Or intimacy stops after an argument until you apologize. The impact affection feels transactional, like it is tied to your actions. It can make you feel unloved unless you meet her conditions. Signs to spot it: affection tied to your behavior, sudden shifts in warmth based on compliance, or intimacy used as a bargaining chip. Triangulation is when she brings in a third party, real or implied, to create jealousy, insecurity, or competition. Why does it happen? It might be to boost her self esteem, get attention, or provoke a reaction. It can stem from insecurity or a need for validation. For example, she says, "My friend's husband always plans date nights. Why don't you?" Or she flirts with someone in front of you to make you jealous. The impact: you might feel inadequate or competitive, which undermines your self worth and shifts focus from the relationship. Signs to spot it: frequent comparisons to others, mentions of admirers, or involving third parties to validate her point. Overloading with emotional labor is when she expects you to manage her emotions or take on most of the emotional work in the relationship. Why does it happen? It can come from emotional insecurity, fear of abandonment, or a lack of emotional regulation skills. For example, she has frequent emotional outbursts and expects you to calm her down every time. Or she says, "You are the only one who can make me feel better." You feel drained, like a caretaker instead of a partner. It is exhausting and can make you feel responsible for her happiness. Signs to spot it: one sided emotional venting, expecting you to fix her mood, or guilt when you prioritize your own needs. Finally, passive aggressive behavior. This is expressing anger indirectly through sarcasm, subtle jabs, or actions that undermine you. Why does it happen? It is often a way to avoid direct conflict or express resentment without being vulnerable. It might reflect discomfort with asserting needs. For example, she says, "Oh, you are finally helping with the dishes." Or she agrees to your plans but forgets or delays to show her displeasure. The impact: it creates confusion and frustration as issues aren't addressed openly. It can lead to a cycle of miscommunication. Signs to spot it: sarcasm, backhanded compliments, subtle sabotage, or actions that contradict her words. Now, let's pause for a second. These tactics don't mean your partner is a bad person. Often, they come from a place of unmet needs, insecurity, or poor communication habits. Recognizing them is the first step to understanding what is happening in your relationship. And here's the thing: manipulation isn't just a her thing, anyone can do it, and self awareness is key for both partners. Alright, that's the rundown on 8 manipulation tactics to watch for in a marriage. Knowing these can help you spot patterns and start addressing them for a healthier relationship. What do you think? Have you noticed any of these tactics in your life? Drop a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more relationship insights. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.